Today's video is brought to you. I've probably shown you these before. I just love them and I love the sound they make, and I've got a few of them and maybe I'll do a video on those at some point. I will probably just plop this back on. Honestly, that's not going to change. Not everything needs to change. Just okay, I'm going to be honest with you. So this is clear quartz and sometimes I just like sticking my finger in it. It feels nice. And it also sounds nice. Can you hear that? I have these. These are, I love them. These were all from the same order. I wanted some aquamarine. Well, you may recognise it from my Zen garden. Hello there, and thank you for joining me. Today's video is going to be a little bit more of a tea with tree style video. So that's just when I'm perhaps pootling along doing something quite mundane and just chatting to you. And today I'm going to be tweaking my setup. Now my setup, it's not my technical setup, but it's when I work. So this that I'm looking at right now, this is my personal computer. And I've kind of got an L-shaped thing going on. So just here on this side, this is my work laptop, and there's a little space there. And I think I may have told you guys in the past that I have an abundance of wooden trays. Let me just grab one to show you. Okay, like this. I have an abundance of these trays, and I often put my rocks on them, my crystals. But I think it's a really neat way just to put everything in one place. If you have a desk that has lots of little things that you just enjoy, things that bring you joy, that you need during the workday, right? You need little things that make you smile. I'm a whimsy aficionado. I very much believe in trying to find the positives in the tiny places and just getting a little bit of silly joy where you can. So if you have silly things, or just things like photographs, or things that have been gifted to you, and you have them on your desk, and you're just feeling your desk is a bit cluttered, get something like this. You can get all sorts of shapes of tray and just place them on the tray. Now, I have a tray next to me for work, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. It's got some crystals on it, and I'm on a journey with crystals. I am open to them and interested in all their properties are supposed to be, but essentially I really like crystals because they're very pretty. And that brings me joy looking at them, but also learning about them brings me joy too. So let me pop this away, and I'm going to light a candle, okay? Right, I have my Woodwick candle. I love them so much. I've actually got a couple of these, and it's a bit weird. This is not one of the ones that's supposed to have different layers in it. I did get them on sale, so maybe that is why it's yellowing. I don't know if any of you are expert candle people. I don't know what the word is for that. It's pretty much not candelabra. Yeah, let me know why that might be yellowing. So I'm going to light this candle just because I love the crackling sound, and I'm going to talk at you, and I'm going to move the candle to one side. We're just going to have the crackling sound, okay? Because I think it's just relaxing, and it'll help center me whilst I'm pootling about, alright? Here we go. Listen to that. I love it. It makes me very happy. I'm just going to pop it down here. Okay, now we have that in the background. I'm going to show you the current state of my desky thing. Oh, also, today's video is brought to you. I've probably shown you these before. I just love them, and I love the sound they make. And I've got a few of them, and maybe I'll do a video on those at some point. And we have some fluorite, and we have some more fluorite, And we have some moss agate. So we got kind of greens, blues, purples things going on today. And I also invested in small UV. So let's see if this works. Yeah, look at that. I don't know how the best way to show you this is. Yeah, my big fat face gets in the way, but essentially you can definitely see that we've got the fluorescence with the fluorite. So there we go. Makes me very happy. Although my arms, I am very pale, so no wonder I'm fluorescing. Maybe I'm part fluorite. Okay, I have now grabbed this, which I think we probably need a different camera for this, because this is my tray. Come with me. I'm going to have quite a challenge editing this. There's a lot of cutting, a lot of mess, a lot of things going horribly wrong in this video. But that's a problem for future tree. Okay, so this is a little bit of a mess right now. And I guess I will talk you through what I've got here. So first up, I'm not really going to change this. This is just... It's got some feathers in it. It's the thing that's making the noise. I've got a little carnelian wand. Now, as you know, I'm not witchy. I'm adjacent and interested and open and curious. This is carnelian, and I think it's super cute. I'm not going to use a wand at the moment in a witchy way, but it's great for pointing at things. And I love carnelian. I've decided that I am a fan of carnelian, so I will probably just plop this back on. Honestly, that's not going to change. Not everything needs to change, just some of the stuff. Just some, maybe we'll change out some of the stones. And okay, there's an obvious thing that needs changing out that I can see right here. Okay, these are dead. Now I'm not always a flowers person. I did a card read at the start of April, and I took some flowers from my garden, and then afterwards I just grabbed myself a little jar. I like collecting jars. I'm one of those. So jars are just so useful, particularly when you collect rocks. Honestly, they're just so useful. So I have this, and I'm trying to work out which camera to show it to you. These are now dead, sadly. I try not to cut too many. I have flowers for bees, and that's why these, so this, well, maybe I'll show you because I've got some more. I took the liberty of grabbing some fresh ones just now, so I'll show you those in a minute. But this is going. I'll wash out this, and I'll probably put some stones or something in it at some point. So we'll put that to one side for now. Okay, right, that is out of the way. And next up, okay, this is another thing that's just going to stay. This is just, some of you will recognise this. A lot of you will probably have these, like goo pots. I don't mean to do trade names or anything, but a lot of us collect these glass containers and jars and things because they come in useful. Now this is from a certain internationally known chocolate spread, which I dabble in from time to time, and I like getting this size because it then gives me this, and so I use it as a pen pot. So I use these for planning my videos, planning in the loosest possible sense of the term, because just to kind of I have a wall planner, and I just put in rough ideas of what sort of video I would like to release when, just because I want to try and mix things up a bit, and I want to keep going with some things, and I know I need to do another Hobbit in the House video. I know I'm behind on that homework, but otherwise this has got, okay, this is stuck because it's magnetic. This is my pen for my surface, which I should probably attach to my surface. And then this is just my normal pen for scribbling. So that's not going to change really either. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and we'll move on. Right. I got a few things that probably don't need to be here. It's also a little bit of a dumping tray. So we've got, for example, I was talking about bees earlier. This was given to me, I believe, by my aunt and uncle. And I had it in that video I talked about, the one with the flowers. So I just popped it onto here. So that doesn't need to be there. I'm going to put that on the let's move it away pile. And okay, there's a lot of mess here. This is messy. This is something that's going to stay. Again, bees. I am an ambassador for the Bumblebee Conservation Trust, which is a very worthwhile cause. It is a science-based charity. So they believe strongly in science and education. They do a lot of research that is used throughout the world to support bumblebee populations. Last year, sadly, bumblebee populations in the UK and probably in other places declined quite significantly. It was the biggest decline we've had in like a number of years. I believe it might be due to, we had a very early, it was like an early spring, and at that point the queens come out and then they start making their nests and nesting in and getting their little colonies ready. But then we had another cold snap and a lot of cold weather and wet weather, and I think that did not do them any favours. So anyway, I like bumblebees. So yeah, this is pretty useful. Just it's all the same. But I feel like you don't necessarily need to put your name on post-it notes. It's just taking up a lot. There's not much real estate here, but you know, it's cute to look at the bees anyway. So that will be staying. I'll pop that over here. Right, so we're clearing up a little bit of space now. This is going to stay with me. I am a massive child, and I just like... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. So this is clear quartz, and sometimes I just like sticking my finger in it. It feels nice. And it also sounds nice. Can you hear that? Okay, I'm going to stop doing that now. But yeah, so that's... I think clear quartz is supposed to help amplify things. And yeah, I just like having that there. It looks nice. It's nice to stick my finger in. I can't believe I just admitted that to you, but here we are. Now, this is amethyst. And actually I might be able to, I do have like I'm very pro now. I'm not pro. But I also put a little light up here, just so we can have a good look at these. So this is a piece of amethyst, which we may have seen before. This was like one of the very first pieces in my collection, because I bought it before I started collecting, and this was one that just reminded me of my grandmother, and because it's amethyst. And I'll always have a place for amethyst next to me, but I feel like perhaps this amethyst, maybe we could change it out. Let me read to you though about amethyst, because I have The Little Book for Crystal Lovers by Astrid Carvel. This was gifted to me by some of the community, and I do use it from time to time. I'd like a more comprehensive book that includes more, because this doesn't have everything in it, but amethyst is pretty common, so I feel like let's look at maybe 113. Here we go. So amethyst is the birthstone for February, nature's natural tranquilizer. This beautiful stone calms, soothes and mops your brow. Used for grief, anxiety and anger, it can also soothe you to sleep and ease tension and headaches. Derived from the Greek word amethystos, or amethystos, meaning not intoxicated. It moderates mood and supports in overcoming addictions or blockages. Amethyst is beneficial for the respiratory and digestive systems and boosts hormone production, helping to regulate the endocrine system. It can be a comforting stone for those about to transition through death. This highly spiritual stone enhances intuition and psychic gifts. So I do just really like amethyst in general. We can see the chakras that it's associated with. Fun fact, yes, once worn to prevent drunkenness, it can sober you up from overindulgence and physical passions. I don't really drink, so that's not applicable to me, but yeah, so I do want some amethyst. That's just because it's a stone that I resonate with personally. But maybe we could go for something else instead, like a different piece. I have a few different pieces of amethyst, so I'm going to pop this to one side, and we'll return to amethyst in a moment, once we've maybe tidied up a little bit. Okay, here, this is a necklace that you may have seen me wear in some of my videos. It was a freebie, and that's one of my hairs. So this piece was from Million Years Crystal, I believe, and then this necklace part came with, I think that came as a freebie on a necklace from the Crystal Witch UK. So I combined two things from two of my favourite sellers, and I wear this quite a lot. So I believe that black tourmaline is supposed to have some pretty interesting qualities, things that resonate with me, and I keep saying resonate with me, but things that I like. Let's see if black tourmaline is here. It might not be. I think it's black tourmaline. It certainly looks like it to me. But this is not going to be comprehensive because it is only a little book, and it says it's a little book. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, there we are, black tourmaline, page 100. Okay. So, yeah, there are some beautiful colours of tourmaline, and there are many different colours of tourmaline, each with their own specific healing abilities, but the black tourmaline is an excellent stone to have around. Deeply protective, it will keep negative energies away. That's why I am really, I wear the necklace a lot for that reason, and can be worn as a pendant or placed by your front door. Black tourmaline, sometimes known as schorl, I don't know, that's the Dutch in me, I'm trying to pronounce it like that, is very grounding. It is thought to dissolve tension and stress, and fills the gap that negative energies once occupied with life force and vitality. It assists clear and objective thought processes and encourages you to have a positive attitude no matter what. It is said to defend against debilitating disease and strengthen the immune system. It can also prove useful for dyslexia, arthritis, and pain relief. Black tourmaline points draw off negative energy from the body and aura when pointed outwards. I don't have any points. It's associated with the root chakra. As I'm called Tree, I kind of like things that are associated with the root chakra. Additional tips for use: black tourmaline protects against electromagnetic smog and radiation, so it's helpful to have a piece near electronic goods to absorb their emanations. Right, well, I might put my necklace somewhere else, but I do have a piece of black tourmaline that I think I could bring in and pop on here. So I think this is black tourmaline, I hope. Oh, it's either that or obsidian. I had a feeling it was black tourmaline, but now I'm second guessing myself. Now I'm proudly going, look, here's some tourmaline. Either way, it's going on, so it's going to go here whilst we tidy up this. So we're keeping this. I can't stop myself. And I'm going to keep these the little pieces just scattered around because I think it looks really pretty. this is limestone. This is dendritic. So I mean, I initially thought that it was fern fossils, but I don't think it is. I think that's just the way that it has. When you were a kid, did you ever have the science sets where you could grow crystals or grow things yourself? Yeah, that reminds me of those. So I think that was what was going on here. But you can see why I thought it was a fern fossil, right? But yeah, maybe time to pop that one out and swap in something else. Okay, some of this is an absolute mess. Look, I got 3 bags because whenever I place orders, I often get little bags of freebies from the sellers, and that makes me very happy because who doesn't like to receive a freebie? We've got, I think this might be carnelian, perhaps. I don't know. It's and then this might be aventurine, but I just assume that everything green is aventurine. It's not always. So let's pop these somewhere. This is another bag that I had. Look how pretty these are. Oh, this is amethyst, obviously. But I think one of these is green aventurine and one of these is something else, which I don't know off the top of my head. If I find out, I'll put it in the video. But look at this lovely piece of amethyst. I think that's gorgeous. But these were freebies, so, you know, yes, it's got a little chunk out of it, or a little scratch type thing. I don't care. It's free. I'm having it. You might see some of these on other videos, like to do with the orders that I placed, because I haven't finished recording them all yet. So there's that one. But these are not supposed to be on here. This is just, I was obviously feeling very messy and just decided to chuck them all there. So let's pop that to one side. I got another one here. This one was with my £100 mystery Christmas gift, which I need to do my video on. But yeah, so again, we've got, I think, what looks like carnelian. This is some quartz, I believe, but it's kind of got a bit of shininess inside, but I still think it's probably quartz. Okay, I am terrible at this, but we know this. I'm just trying to kind of get the right angle between the light, which is slightly to this side, and then the camera, which is slightly to that side, and I'm failing. But this is, I think this is, look at that chevron. So I think this is chevron amethyst. Boop. There. See? There we go. I might cut some of these bits, you know, me putting things in bags. It's not that none of this is exciting. It's not an exciting video. It's supposed to help chill you out. Okay, let's pop this to one side. Oh, this came with my latest delivery. This little bag. I actually don't. This is the first time I've received tiny pieces in a bag, and let me take out the, you know, it can't all be green aventurine, can it, this green stuff? But look at, oh, I've just noticed that there's this kind of red colouring with these. I wonder if this is garnet. Do we think this could be garnet? Tiny, tiny pieces of garnet. I could see through it. I was going to get my light, and now I can't because it's stuck up there, so I can't. Oh, maybe I'll have to get another one of those lights. But yeah, please trust me, this has like a little bit purpley to me from this angle. But I would say mainly red. Yeah, so yeah, these tiny, tiny. Again, this is why you need jars. This is why you need a good collection of jars, you know? So yeah, again, And another one, is that also green adventurine, or is it something else? That could be some sort of iron there. Okay, but I'm going to pop these all in here. I know that other one wasn't originally in this bag, but I do want to show you this. I've said before how much I love. Hang on, there we go. Tiger's eye. Look at that. I just love tiger's eye. The way that it does that. Oh, it's so pretty, right? Makes me very happy. So that was a lovely, lovely freebie, and it's not a small piece. It's not like a tiny tumble. I could look at that all day, and actually that's one of the things I like to do. I might just keep this, because this is probably the biggest piece of tiger's eye that I've got. I'm going to steal that from myself. Okay, we'll pop this one over here. This one I've had for ages, and it was supposed to be citrine, and it could be. I just don't know. Like citrine, I would imagine to be like more clear, so I'm not 100% confident. But let me just. I was wondering whether, if it fluoresces, maybe it could be calcite. I don't know. It could be very rough citrine. That's the thing. It could, but I don't know. But I think it's time to swap this one out. So I'm gonna pop that over here. Where did you come from? I'm gonna pop you in one of the bags. Again, I think that could be carnelian. Right, we are doing so well, clearing up some space. I have these. These are, I love them. These were all from the same order. I wanted some aquamarine. Well, you may recognise it from my Zen garden video. So I did want some aquamarine, and that's what these are. So this is a rough piece of aquamarine. Look how pretty it is. And then we've got these two polished pieces. I think I only ordered one polished piece, but I think they gave me two. So I love the sound it makes. But they were just placed there after I excitedly opened my order, so probably don't need to stay there. Look, I know it doesn't have banding as such, but it does really look like it's got banding. I love the layers in this, and I think this order did what I wanted, which was to show me different forms of aquamarine. So let's pop those to one side. Now, let's change up the plant. Of course, these are not alive. These are not real plants, because I'm terrible at real plants. I have a couple that are still alive, which is great, but for the sake of this is purely aesthetic. I'm just going to get myself a little tiny plant. Hang on a mo. Where did these appear from? So we have a few options. I'm not going to go with this one. I do like the light colour of the pot, but I got them at a couple of different points, so from different places, and these look the least realistic, honestly. So I'm going to pop that one to one side. Next up, this one. I love the pot, but the plant itself, not massively realistic. So that one's going to go to one side as well. Okay, then we've got these. Okay, I know none of them look super duper realistic. There's this one. I like these pots. I think all of the pots that are left are very light. They're fine because they're very simple pots. They don't draw attention. I like this. It's a cool shape. This one again doesn't look massively. I mean, it looks like a succulent, I guess. So let's narrow it down. Do you know, I'm drawn to this one. let's put the others away. Okay, so we have our plant of the month, or however long I take to change this up. And we can start pulling things in now. So I did want some amethyst, remember, to replace this big piece. It was just taking up quite a lot of space. So let me show you what I've got. Now I have other amethyst, but these are just nice small pieces. And yeah, this is a core. It's a little bit lighter, and we can see there's some, I think it's called gothite. It looks like little tadpoles. I'm just terrible. Yeah, it looks like little tadpoles. Can you see them? So that's one option, because it's nice and petite. I'm not sure about this little piece here. I'm not sure I massively like it. I haven't really bought much from this seller. This isn't from one of my usual sellers. So there's that option. I do like the shape though. I like the idea of that shape, and you know, it kind of, there's a synergy there with this. And then there's this little chunk, which is beautiful. I love the colour. I love the layering. I think this was in a video last year. And so, yeah, this is from one of my go-tos. And I just love the rich colour. And it's just a nice little piece of amethyst. So, I don't know, maybe I'm going to go for colour over the shape. Okay, so that. Then what I said I was going to include some tiger's eye. I might do a video on tiger's eye at some point. I might have to buy some more in order to do so, but you know, such is life. What else do I have? Let's have a little peek. Okay, do you know this looks really dark? I'm going to try and change the lighting a little bit. Hang on. Okay, so I am struggling with lighting a little bit, but this will do for now. We're not going to use all of these pieces. I just wanted to show you lepidolite, because it comes in so many different forms and I love it, and I also like the sentiment behind it. So this is lepidolite. It is sparkly. I'm going to pop this light back on. See how sparkly it is. I also like the colour purple. Purples and greens, some of my faves. So yeah, this is lepidolite. That's very rough lepidolite. And this is a lepidolite dragon egg. Some of these you will have seen if you've been watching my videos. And you can still see there's the sparkle in that. It's very pretty. And then we've got the rough part of the back end of the dragon egg. And this one you'll have also seen, very sparkly, highly polished. I think this is a bit hard to polish like this, because I will show you in a moment. I think you can only polish it in certain circumstances when it's formed with other things, but it's just like you cannot, the camera does not do this justice, I promise you. It is beautiful. But then the other two pieces, which I don't think you've seen before, well, this ended up as two pieces. The way that lepidolite forms naturally, I believe, is in like books, or one of the ways. So this, I think it's arrived in two pieces, and I don't know whether it was because I got one and the second piece was a freebie, or whether it just split. It is very delicate, so you can imagine how hard this is to polish. So this is, I believe, a book of lepidolite. This is all the same stuff, and it's just so shiny. It's so gosh darn shiny. Lepidolite has lithium in it, and that is wow, that is associated with mental health. So that's why I do want a piece of lepidolite on my tray, but I just need to decide which one. And then this is another new piece of lepidolite, so it's so pretty. I think this is lepidolite with something else, maybe with tourmaline. Not 100% sure. You probably just saw that piece just drop, because it is, you can see the flakiness. You can see that that's just, that surface there is just like the book that's just shining below. This is a very small piece, very compact, so I might, you can see just how shiny that is. So I think I'll probably go with this piece on here. I'm going to pop the others away so we're no longer blinded by this. It's just wow, right? Okay. Talking about jars earlier. You may have seen this before. This is just one of my jars of rocks. Look, there's another piece of tiger's eye. It's just, I love it. I really am drawn to tiger's eye. This is sodalite, I believe. And we've got, I think this is unakite. So pretty. And strawberry quartz. Let's pop this back because I think this is going to be a little too big to rest on here. Bearing in mind I have to bring in some of the other things that were there before. So pop this to one side, okay? Okay, this is a new piece that I have not done a video on yet, but I just want to show it to you, and I might put it here. I don't think this is going to be in the book, but look at it. Look at that. See? This is forest epidote, I believe. And it's just gorgeous. I love how sparkly it is. Just there's nothing enhancing this. This is naturally how sparkly it is. We've got this beautiful green host rock, and I love it. This could be one of my favorite pieces in my collection. Honestly, I could spend hours just looking at it, watching it sparkle, just delving into the crevices there. Just wow. So I am going to pop this on here. So maybe if I put the other things on that need to be on, we can then work out how much space we've got and what else we can put on that doesn't need to be there, but maybe I just want to make it look pretty. So I will this, as I've not really got anywhere else to put this. I don't even, the feathers are just, I got them for, in case I wanted to do some sort of like ASMR kind of like stroking, but I'm not really sure if that's a me thing. And you can't just buy one feather, so I got a few, but also they look pretty and they work nicely as background for my oracle card pulls, because I've got an animals one, so they are there. This is my carnelian wand, and okay, the other thing we needed was my pen pot. Okay, so pen pot, maybe that can go in this corner. Oh no, I think I want it in the middle. I think weighting wise it feels like the pen pot should be kind of central, and that just seems to have a nice little space in this. It's not a corner, obviously, because it's not a square or a rectangle. But yeah, let's pop these here. Move things around just a little. Maybe put my plant here, and we can see when we add in some other pieces. Oh, I need to pop in these. I keep saying pop, but it's just a tree thing. I need to add in the post-it notes. Remember, little buzzy post-it notes. I could probably put them on their side, to be honest. They don't need to take up extra precious prime real estate. Okay, what else do I have? Right, I have Celestite and kyanite, both blues, beautiful blues, which actually I think were probably in my Zen Garden video, because I did pull out a lot of my blues then. So they are contenders. Let's find a couple more contenders and then decide what we're going to put in. Oh, I was going to put in my tourmaline. So that is going to go in. I don't want too many pieces, honestly. I don't want it to be super cluttered, obviously. It's going to be a little cluttered, but it doesn't need to be super cluttered. Okay, right, next thing that needs to be on there. I told you I collected jars, right? So got this one's twin. I've been out just before I started recording and I picked a couple of plants. It's very important for me to leave the plants as many flowers as possible for my bees, but also I just take it like a tiny treacle tax. So this is wallflowers, I believe. And all of these should be pretty decent for bees. Wallflowers are great. Actually, all of these are early flowerers. This is grape hyacinth, I believe. I think it's got another name that I can't remember. And then these. You don't get many people cutting dandelions, right? They're not fancy, but I really like a dandelion. There's something humble about a dandelion. And they are so good for bees. So if you have dandelions growing in your garden and you consider them weeds, maybe reconsider. If you don't want them in a place, maybe just designate an area that you're okay with them and just move them, because the bees will thank you. Well, they won't actually thank you, but I assure you, bees are very grateful for dandelions, because they're just so they're so nectar rich, and they're just great. They are underdogs, much like bumblebees. So I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this video. This is quite long. Oh goodness, yeah. So I'll try not to take too long. I don't want this to be like a massive video. So bear with me if there will be lots of cuts in it. So thank you for understanding. Right. Just maybe a little space here to do something with. One or two more shinies, okay? Right, we're not going to put all of these in. I just want to show them to you. I've got moss agate. I love my mossy stones, my foresty stones. This is a maybe, and you know it would look quite nice there. That would be great. Other things. This is blue lace agate, and it's got these bands around here, and it's got a pockety cave in the middle. This has some good uses, I believe. I don't think I've got space to include that one anyway, but it is a beautiful stone, and I'm gonna maybe get some more pieces of it. Then, just a couple of pages away was what I have in my hand here. Oh yes. Would it even be a treacle video if I didn't bang on about fluorite? So, let me read and then show you. Fluorite is highly stabilizing and the best crystal for overcoming disorganization and chaos. This is a stone of progress and will organize and structure your life for you. A powerful healer, it specializes in infections and disorders, and its organizing abilities help to restore perfect order to the body and the mind, meaning it's useful for mental disorders, excellent for clearing stress and negative energies. This purifying stone can speed up your spiritual awakening by linking it to the universal mind. Cleansing fluorite helps you to see past illusions, to see the truth, so you can let go of fixed patterns and see the bigger picture. As I said earlier, I'm not 100% into this side of things, but I'm fascinated and open and interested in it, so that's why I do take these things into consideration. So I just want to show these to you. This is English. Now I know for a fact that this is not going to do it justice, but see, can you see that? This is a new pen thing that I picked up. It looks amazing in person. It doesn't look too bad, and fluorite is like, it forms in these cubes, so that's why I wanted to get this particular piece, because of the cubic formation kind of. You can see that. There you go, that's a great example, and the green is just gorgeous. So I love fluorite. And then this piece here. Here we go. You can't really, again, I'm not doing it justice, but I love this kind of like featheriness here. This is just a really cute piece. Rocks aren't cute, Katrina, but yeah, I love the layers, the different lines that you get. So, I don't know. I might, this one just feels like it's a bit more delicate. This was more expensive. So I might just pop this one. It's a little more delicate. She says drop in it. I might just pop that to one side. And this one is a little more robust. It's got these gorgeous blues and purples and things. And let's just make a little space for that. Okay, so I think I'm done. I think this is a nice enough layout. I know that these kind of like just take up a lot of space, but I'm not sure what else to do with them. And I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to move this over, and why don't you come with me? Come on. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'm sorry I banged on a lot. Thank you to my members. It means the world to me that anyone would go the extra mile to support me in that way. Thank you. And thank you to anyone who likes my videos, comments, subscribes to the channel. I'm a tiny creator, so this all means the world to me. I'm not sure what I'm going to release next, but I've got a few ideas. So I just want to wish you a delightful day, a wonderful week, and of course, the snuggliest of sleeps when it is time to go to bed.